We are doing question number 6. Graph y equal 4 cosecant 2x minus pi over 2 and explain the step-by-step procedure on how to graph this function. Specify, if available, the amplitude, the period, the phase shift, the domain, and the range in the interval. So let's write down the equation first. Y equals 4 cosecant 2x pi over 2. As you can see, this equation is equals to 4 y equals 4 1 over sine 2x minus pi over 2. From this equation, you can find an amplitude, period, and phase shift. First, since this is cosecant graph, there is no amplitude. And from the equation 2 pi over 2 is equals to pi, you can find the period is equals to pi. And from the equation 2x minus pi over 2 is equals to 0, which is 2x equals to pi over 2 and x equals to pi over 4, we can find the phase shift is pi over 4 to the right.
So first, let's graph the parent function first, which will be y equals 4 sine 2x minus pi over 2. So since it's a sine equation, we start from the center, and from here we can see the period is 2 pi. So it'll be pi, then 3 pi over 4, pi over 2, and pi over 4. And same with here, negative pi over 4, negative pi over 2, negative 3 pi over 4, and negative pi. And so since it's a sine, so and the asymptote will be 4 and negative 4. And since it's a sine, we start from here. So going up, down, and up. And the opposite will be going down first, then going up, then going up again, then going down. Then you would draw the lines like this, and that's how you should parent function go. So since right here is 2x minus pi over 2, and you got it right here, it will be x will be pi over 4, which shift to the right, pi over 4. So you have to add everything by pi over 4 will be pi over 4 plus pi will be 5 pi over 4. So that will be the next point. So you shift it, then you just move every point plus pi over 4, and you turn out the graph will be look like this. From the shifting equation, you can find the asymptote, which will be x equals 0, which will be right here, here, and here, and here, and here. So from here, since it's up here, so it'll be increase, so it'll be going up, and decrease right here, down, and going up, and down.
So the asymptotes of this graph would be negative and positive pi over 4, negative and positive 3 pi over 4, and negative and positive 5 pi over 4. And the domain would be negative infinitive and infinitive, except for sine x equals to 0 and all the asymptotes. And the range would be negative infinitive and a negative 4, and 4 and infinitive.